Hey everybody, Christopher Same Coin here, and I'm going to take you through a little playthrough and semi-review of Drop That Candy, which is out on all good iOS devices that there are. It's from Griefly Studios, and it borrows very much from titles such as Where's My Water and Cut the Rope, and mix that up with, you know, a bit of Candy Crush. People like sweets, kids like sweets, you know, all that kind of stuff. So let's see what it is. Well, as you can see on the top right, you can see that there's a number of stars in this, and there's 180 stars in total at the moment, split over three kind of levels: the candy store, the candy museum, the candy station, and then there's more levels coming soon, as is the ilk with these titles. And I'll take you through what way it works. So, like I said before, it has a very Candy Crush kind of feel because it's based around sweets and candy. But it isn't quite as sickly sweet, or it doesn't have the same kind of mechanics or anything. It's much more like Where's My Water. So the idea is that you have to match colours together, remove all the sweets from the board, but by matching colours together. So it basically says if I remove the green one, gravity will dictate that the other ones will fall down below, and any sweets of the same colour that are touching will disappear. So if I touch them, they will disappear, and I'll just be left with my two yellow ones, and that will go. And if you look up the top left, you will see the 3 out of 3 bit. Now, if you excuse me, and I'll just go back. The 3 is the maximum, or the sorry, not the maximum, the optimum number of moves for this level. And if I do it within 3, I get the 3 gold stars. If I do it within 4, I'll get 2 gold stars, and etc. etc. Further on down, you'll do better the further on you go. So if I go back to the menu again, so that's just the basic introduction to the mechanics, and I move on to somewhere else in the first level. See what way it works after that. So, for most of the game, it works in this theme of gravity and removing blocks to let them fall. So if I remove the red block at the top and let that fall, it will go there. It's all well and good. So if I then remove the 2 of those and the 2 of those, etc., it'll start to go, but that'll not give me the optimum way of doing it. However, if I do this, let's see, if I remove that, oops, I'll start that again. Oops, if I remove those 2 at the same time, these 2 will get stuck. If I remove those 2, that will go like that. Now they will disappear. These 2 will fall. Oh, let me fix that. Oh dear. I've forgotten how to do this one. This is not so good. I want that to fall down for me. Oh yes, there we go. So I've managed to group them together, so I have 3 moves left to do, so that'll do 1, 2, 3, and it will go. There's my optimum moves. Who knows? But you get the general idea. So, most of the levels are quite simplistic in that way. As you can see, I've one down here that is the only one in the first bit that I can't quite solve. Because it seems obvious to me that the big blue block here is freely suspending this. Now, I can't get these bits to touch at all. It's a bit annoying. I think I'm supposed to start off and get rid of that. Now, if I do that, what I ideally want to do is get that green one to fall on there, and that will enable me to, you know, remove these 3 at the same time. But I can't do it for the love of money, and if you can think how to do it, certainly give me a shout, because it's really, really annoying. Yeah, this balancing beam thing is rather irksome, should I say? Because even if I remove that, I can remove that, and then none of this makes any sense then anymore. So I don't know what way to do that. So that's the general idea, and you can skip levels and you get through. So one of the nice things about this game is that you can play every level, so you can skip a level and go through and see how many stars you're missing at the end of it. So it does introduce new mechanics. So if I move on to the Candy Museum, and we'll look at the second level within this, it will start to introduce these ideas of gravity blocks, and the gravity is indicated by the direction of the arrow. So if I move the blue block there, these will fall together, and I can get rid of them one at a time. That'll be that, and we'll get the 3 stars. So there's that, and then that becomes more complex. Then if I go on to level 11 or so here, I think we shall find, yes, these light beams, which will, you know, break the blocks or cut the blocks up if I let them. So I can get rid of that there. I'll let that fall. I'll let that fall, and it won't actually work. So what do you need to do? Well, what I actually need to do is let this fall into here. Let this fall into here. Like that. And push one onto the other, and then I go 1, 2, 3, and away you go. Okay. So, yeah, there are other slight mechanics. So there's other zappers that will do pretty much the same thing, and I'm missing a couple of stars there. But the last of the real mechanics that they've got so far is the idea of toffee. And the toffee is sticky. Like this here. So, I can get rid of, say, the toffee first by pressing that, and the things will fall down. And it'll get trapped, but it'll not really help me. However, if I use the fact that I can remove the blue bar, the green piece will stick to the toffee, and thereby, you know, I can get rid of this, then get rid of the toffee, and then that nice nestle right nicely in place. So that's pretty much this entire game. That's all the mechanics that I've got so far. Much like other games of this ilk, it promises lots more levels in due course, as they add content to keep it at the top of the charts. But it is still quite limited in what it can give you. I mean, it didn't take me very long, and I know I haven't got all 180 stars, but it didn't take me very long to get to where it was. I did it in a couple of settings, and it wasn't even laborious, should I say. So it's a nice, comfortable play just while you're sitting, kind of watching something else. The wife's watching EastEnders, and you have to sit in the room with her, and they need to play something. So you could give this a roll in that case. But like I say, it's not very challenging, and therefore not that stimulating at the moment. And maybe it's just me, but I'm not the type of gamer who will sweat over the fact that I'm missing 9 stars in this game at all. Like, this is the very last level, and I can't quite get it to sit and do whatever. You've got the toffee and you've got the zappers, which will ruin the sweets, like that. But it doesn't really bother me that much. So, onto the pricing model. So this I can't really work out because it comes in 2 versions, free and paid. The paid version is $1.99, and the free version is obviously free. Now, what difference is there between the two of them? I can't really tell because it won't let me really install one or the other because I've already got this in my account, so to speak. So I would imagine that the free ones ad supported, and most of these are. But I mean, it's not a very dear game. If you like this type of game, it's right up your street, then you should pay the $1.99 for it. I mean, for me, freemium games on iOS especially feel an awful lot of the time like they are cheating me, if you know what I mean. There's some sort of mechanic in it that's making me pay content for it, if you know what I mean. That's not really the case with this one. There's a very solid game of this one, and the lineage of the studio is from the likes of Where's My Water, etc., the Disney made game. So you can see where it's come from, and you can see probably where it's going to go to. I know my children, etc., really like Where's My Water, especially the simplistic version that levels at the start. They're struggling with this a wee bit more, I have to be honest. Younger towards 3 and 5, you know, they can do it to a certain point, but the logic and sequence of it is throwing them somewhat. So you can make your own decisions about that as you go. But as for that, that is Drop That Candy. There are trophies and achievements. Does it pop up my bits and bobs then? And there are leaderboards. But can't load at the moment for whatever reason. Settings and information, etc. So yeah, that's Drop That Candy. If you like that sort of game, it'll be right up your street. Some people think it's a bit cutesy. I doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think all these games are made with that idea in mind. But until next time, you can leave some feedback on the site, or visit some of the other great articles that Chris is putting up, or catch the podcast on iTunes or on the site. Until then, I'll catch you next time. Bye.